Okay, dreamer, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Literally no one asked for this video, but I'm just gonna make it anyway because I think it's pretty fun with new units in Siege Defense right now. Previously we were all using, support and tank units. This time I'm using a different lineup. And just to go through the enemies in Siege Defense, they are actually, just 6-star, not even awakened versions of themselves. They do have bleed, burn, and reduction of HP to 1 so that is why this is the team I'll be using, and I'll be explaining their function along the way. Do note that this is a completely auto run. Okay, I'm not controlling at all. So first things first is Ran Grid is so amazing right here because she does increase defense of your frontline units by 3000. Okay, and she also does physical and magic attack reduction. So that is extremely good to preserve your bulk. Then what else does she do? Fixed damage, but it doesn't really matter here. The next thing is Clemith. Clemith is able to heal your entire team every time she does an attack. She's also able to cast shields. She's also able to use skill nullification, and if you do have the reset awaken skill on accessory on her, she can cast skill nullification twice. So this is the most damage I've seen in Siege Defense. I think fixed damage is the only thing that you can use to do a lot of damage to them. So Clemith is extremely good as well. Okay, I think she's almost made for this. So that you don't really have to rely on healing. In fact, she has 2 healing skills, or 3, compared to all the other healers in our entire roster. And do note that for this week, it is a 70% recovery rate reduction week, and she is able to heal about 30,000. And look at the damage that I'm taking, it's really not that much. So 30,000 is way more than enough. So can you imagine her on weeks that do not nerf healing? Now also take note that for this week, the debuff resist rate of your entire team is increased by 50%, which means the enemy is probably not able to cast any debuffs on you because they only have 50% chance to do so. Okay, and you can receive buffs this week, so skill nullification does work. Now in weeks that skill nullification does not work, you still have the heals, so it's completely fine. And if you do not have any, because this week we have resistance, but if you do not have resistance, you can actually just use burn resistant rings, and that will be completely good as well. Okay, so moving on to Ariel. What does Ariel do here? Ariel is supposedly a castle rush unit, but I've decided to use her in Siege Defense because she does reduce fixed damage taken by all your allies. So Platin actually casts fixed damage, and this will heavily reduce the amount of fixed damage that you take. In fact, even if you go into this battle without Mythical Awakened HP armor, I think it's completely fine. But having Mythical Awakened HP armor is definitely a bonus because you do get HP shields every turn, and the damage they deal is really not that much. Okay. Finally, for Fenrir, he plays a very important role here, and that is his HP control immunity. So that means Platin is not able to convert your HP to 1, and that is one of the most important things in preserving your units, because whenever Platin converts one of your units HP to 1 and you don't heal in time, then you're gonna have issues. So that is why he goes very well with Clemith, because Clemith does not have a healing skill, so there's no priority. And in that case, even if Platin does reduce, Platin can't even reduce your HP to 1 for that matter. So I think this is actually the best Siege Defense team you can run in any week. Okay, even if they were to cast burn on you, I think you can easily heal back that burn. It won't even do much to you, which is a great thing. So 5 minutes is all it takes. 5 minutes of auto. You can just leave it by the side. You don't even have to watch it. You don't even have to touch it. Everything will be smooth. And we're about to reach the end. You see that your crystal is still at 100% HP, which is the most important thing. Okay. Now if you do see my backup team, okay, if you saw my backup team, that was actually a full defensive hero team, which I will talk about later. We'll look at the equipment now, very briefly, because my rank grade is actually on completely PvP setup and doesn't matter to me. For my Clemith, I did give her weapons because I want her to heal more, because she heals based on her magic attack, and double HP armor, PvE defensive jewels, willful ring. All these are basic standard for support heroes in PvE, okay? For my Ariel, same thing, she has block and counter, extremely weird setup. Okay, she doesn't even have HP, you see, but she took very little damage. Willful ring is a good thing for her, as well as block rate jewels if you do have. And finally for Fenrir, HP armor, willful ring and defensive jewels. Standard one as well. I do not even have his exclusive item fully unlocked because he doesn't need it for PvE. So I'll just show you my backup team. This is a full defensive team, and I'll explain why so. Because Suitor does increase defense of the defensive units by 2000, which is kind of the same thing as rank grade, okay? But to show you my equipment, Rudy on a PvP build, okay, he won't die from this for sure. Okay, he has willful ring and no defensive jewels, but he has recovery skill increase. And then for Suitor, defensive armor, jewels, and willful ring. His main role is really just to buff the defense, and maybe, yeah, that's pretty much it. Helena is actually the counter unit of the team. She's able to reduce cooldown on her basic attacks, that's why I give her full counter. And for Evan, long time no see, he has double HP, defensive jewels, and willful ring as well. He does have burn resist, but it was already there. Okay, I didn't change it. It wasn't intentional. Burn and bleed resist, which is completely in line with the siege defense debuffs. Okay, so masteries here, basically for siege defense you want more defense and more block rate. Okay, I don't think it will be too difficult of fight even for newer players. This is really just a boat to get free power up crystals, power stones, as well as Moonlit Ores. So Evan, he is able to cast shields, remove debuffs, okay, which is great. So you don't have to be worried if you get burnt or bled. So the fixed damage here is definitely a little bit more than the run you saw from before. Unfortunately though, Rudy doesn't cast his shield as a priority because I think due to Evan's case. And here the conversion happens on Suitor. My Suitor does have a shield, so not too bad, but you know, a simple fixed damage from them could easily kill him. Thankfully, he doesn't do much at all to my Suitor, so my Suitor actually healed back. I forgot what I gave him. But in the event that, you know, the healing doesn't happen, then your units could die. Okay, this team doesn't prevent any 1 HP. So if you want to change this team up, it's also fine. You can actually use a healer who will prioritize his or her healing skill, you know, after the conversion of 1 HP, because they will detect that your HP is below half and they will try to heal you. But you know, I'm really just going in the concept of the full defensive team because I think this is not something that people will usually run. Okay, thankfully, you know, after conversion, Rudy does cast his shield up again, heals Helena back to half. And again, remember, this is a weak with nerf recovery rate. So imagine if on normal weeks, he may be able to heal fully, though I'm not sure because his top skill is considered as a buff. Yeah, so this is the defense increase skill. So my frontline will all have 2000 in defense, and you see the damage here is extremely pathetic. And they really cannot do much to you. Guaranteed to survive for sure. In fact, one thing I could possibly change would be Helena's counter. Okay, I think without counter she should be able to survive even better because she's not getting any healing. Not too much healing or not too much shields. If she does get converted to 1 HP again, then and nothing happens whereby she doesn't counter, because she won't counter a non-damaging skill, right? So she won't lifesteal, and that could be a problem. And I mean, even if she does lifesteal, it is single digit. Single digit lifesteal, so I don't know how that will work for her. So yeah, the conversion happens now. On Helena again, and unfortunately there's no way to heal her because unfortunately Helena dies here. My aerial comes in. So how the way I arrange my backup team and my main team and who comes in at what point, it really doesn't matter to me because, you know, I'm not expecting to lose here. I'm not expecting to die. So it really doesn't matter who comes in at what point. At this point, you know, if you want to bring in Fenrir, it's also good because you can prevent another conversion from happening. You can also want to bring in Clemith for more heals. That's also fine. Maybe not Rangrid because Rangrid will not stack with Suitor's increase in defense, the buff, okay? So I hope this helped. It has been a while since we saw any Siege Defense. The last time I made a Siege Defense video, it was 2 years ago. So if it did help, do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Big shout out to my channel members DMD Phoenix and Reggie Bautista for the support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much and see you!